that's what happened for me. I was like, I might have went too far with this. But I was like, but then I was like, I'm in it. I was like, I'm in it. I made this choice. Oh, I didn't tell y'all. So then, I didn't tell nobody. Like, once I made that choice to do what I wanted to do, I didn't tell anyone. Now, a couple of people knew. Two people needed to know what I needed, what I was doing. My cousin and my friend at the time. And I told them because it didn't matter. I don't care if you agree with me. This is what a friend is to me. You don't have to agree with me, but you're not going to stop me either. You're going to support me in my foolishness or not. You're going to support me. And if you can't support me, then you cannot be my friend. Because I'm going to live my life. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I do not care what no one says. If I wanted to be you, then I would have created myself in this reality to be you. But no, I came into this existence to be me. So I only want people around me that support that. Yeah, you don't, like I said, you don't have to agree. But like, girl, you crazy? But if that's what you want to do, girl, I will be here for you and your craziness. That is what I look for as a friend. That's a friend to me. So if any of y'all want to be my friend, don't be attacking me because I decided to do something that you don't particularly agree with. It's my life. You know. Yes, I do Melanie's heart. I do mean that. Because I've always been like that. I don't want nobody coming to me trying to tell me what to do in my life. And you say, oh, I'm your friend, so let me judge you and tell you what. No, you're not my friend. You're an enemy. Because whatever you want to do, I'm the type of friend, I'm going to support you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to be there for you. Because you got to figure it out for yourself. But it's always nice to have someone on your side figuring it out with you. Okay? So, I just wanted to say that. So, when I went to the airport, I ended up calling my grandma. Because I didn't tell, my grandma knew what was going on. My grandma always knows what's going on, but she gives me space. So, I ended up calling my grandma. And she's the only one that I called. And I was like, hey. And she was like, hey. She was like, yo, I've been hearing things about you. What's going on? You know, and I was like, it's true. I said, I'm at the airport. And she said, what you doing at the airport? And I said, I'm going to the tropics. I'm going to Costa Rica. And she was like, oh, really? I said, yeah. And I said, and I'm never coming back. And I never heard my grandma do this. But my grandma screamed and cried. Like, even to this day, I think of it, it almost brings tears to my eyes. Because I never wanted to bring my grandmother to that point. My grandmother is the woman that I was adopted by my grandmother, my grandparents. My grandparents is who I call mom and daddy. They've been in my life all my life. And so she just cried. And she was like, am I ever going to see you again? And I said, no. And she just cried. She just cried. Like, and it was like at this point, and it still makes me tear up because I have not seen my grandmother. I haven't seen her in 4 years. I haven't seen her. So just imagine not seeing your mother that you have a really great relationship with in 4 years. You know, I came back and have a baby. She haven't seen me, and she just cried, and she was just like, I don't understand. She said, but if this is what you have to do to live your life, she was like, I will support you. She was like, I hope I see you one day. I hope I see you again. She was like, you know, I'm getting old. You know, I'm in my 80s. I ain't gonna live another 80 years. She said, I hope I see you before I die. You know, and I said, I don't know. I'm never coming back. You know. And then she was like, okay. She said, it's what you have to do. She said, I always told you that I'm not always going to be here. She was like, you know, you got to live your life for you. And I was like, that's what I'm doing. You know, and we hung the phone up. And I wanted to share that with you guys because I know it's hard for you. You have people in your life that you really love. you know, that you really love. And you don't want to give that up. But you're not here to live your life for nobody. Everybody at the end of the day has to live their life and have to answer to themselves. And that's what I had to give up. Well, actually, you know what's funny? I was actually going home to see her because my cousin found me a really cheap flight. Like a really cheap flight to go home and see her. But because of the coronavirus shit, that didn't happen. So one day I'll be able to see her, you know. But yeah, it was really hard. It was hard to give that up. If y'all well, of course, vegan journey life, exactly, and that's the reason why you will never have whatever it is you want, because you choose to think like that. Okay, now if you live in a life and you love it, great, you know. But I'm giving you my experience, and that's the reason why a lot of people don't have what they want, because they want to use the people in their life as an excuse. Now, is it easy? Absolutely not. Will it hurt? Hell yeah. It will hurt. Freedom's not supposed to feel good. That's why everybody's not free. The truth ain't supposed to make you feel good. That's why everybody living a lie. And this ain't no attack on you, vegan, but you put your business out there, so you in my room, I'm going to call you out. The truth is going to come to you and face you. How much do you want it? Freedom is going to come to you and face it. How much do you want it? You know? How much do you want it? Some of you, and your grandmother may not be the catalyst to make you change, vegan journey. So you know, everybody got their own story. Everybody got their own shit. Everybody is going to be pushed to the limits. What is your limit? And love is understanding. That's what love is. See, my grandmother showed me love when she said, you go and you do what you need to do. To me, that's love. That's love for me. That may not be love for you. You might want somebody to hold on to you and cry and pint. But that's not what I needed. But it would have been a part of the obstacle. But you got to know your weakness. And I like what the West said. The West said that everybody is you. My grandmother is me. Exactly. That is me. At a different time, at a different frame. Everybody you dealing with is you. So you can hold on to that part of yourself if you want to, but it's you that you're dealing with. My grandmother is me. That relationship I was in was me. So I'm not giving up anything. I'm not letting go of anything. But it's the thought that we hold on to that dictates the action. So I was not going to allow the illusion of my grandmother to make me stay a slave to my life. I wasn't going to do it. And all of you have to sit there and think about what is keeping you from your freedom. What is the illusion, the obstacle that you are focused on that is keeping you from your freedom? So Vegan Journey wasn't in the room when I said slave. Slave is when you can't do whatever you want to do. You can't move however you want to move. That's what a slave. You are subjected to something over you. That's what a slave is. Okay? Hold on. Because this person, I took the person out of the room because what I'm not going to do is argue. You live, let me tell you all of you this, okay? And I'm saying this in love. I'm saying this in love. Oh, Rambo, I blocked her because this is what I want. This is the point of who I am. So whoever's following me or subscribed to me, I want y'all to know everything that I say is me sharing myself with you. Whatever you choose to do, boo, you do you. Do you, okay? Do you. I'm not telling any of you to quit your job, to leave your families. I'm not telling to move to the tropics. I'm not telling any of you to do any of that. This is for those that come to me asking me what they need to do to have what I want, have what I have. That's what this is for. This is for those that follow my journey and want to get an understanding of who I am. This is not me getting on my pedestal saying I'm right, you're wrong. No, if how you're living your life is working for you, then let it work for you. But if you're looking for a change, if you're looking for a different perspective, then sit back and listen to the video. See, I don't go on people's platforms telling them what they need to be doing and that they wrong. I don't got time for that. How's that going to help me telling you what you should be doing? I don't got time. And most of us are wasting time. Oh yeah, it triggered them for a reason, but they can go trigger it somewhere else, okay? They can go trigger someone else, okay? Like if her life is so good and great, then shut up. But if it ain't, come on. Like, so anyways, we're not going to give that person no more attention. We're going to send positive vibes and love to that person. So, that's what happened. And I wanted to share that with y'all. I wanted to be vulnerable with you guys because I'm not made of steel. I'm human. I have feelings. And I want you to know that I had to go through that. Okay? It's not always pretty, but I had to go through that. So then then I get on the plane and then I go and meet them. It was just like a whole nother dimension. It was like, if you ever get to meet him face to face, it's like, whoa, you can feel the force and everybody there, you can feel the force and the frequency and you can smell it too. Cause I was like, whoa, I said, must be the frequency I smell. So then I get there, and so, we're talking, and we're walking, and so we get to the mall. He said, okay, we gotta get you this, we gotta get you that. So he was like, how much money do you have? And I said, I got about $3,500. And at first, I wasn't going to tell him, because I was like, if this shit don't work out, I'm going home. I said, okay, I got some money on the side. I was like, I am going home. I was like, if this shit ain't what I thought it was going to be, I can just take my black ass back home. I got some money. and so then he was just like, okay. He was like, well, you're going to give that money to Key and we're going to put it in the pot. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, do I feel some resistance? Is what you think you will come here and you going to use up all my money, up on my food and my internet? And I was just like, well, yeah. It was just like, and then we was in the middle of the mall, y'all, and he went off on me. Like, he literally, everybody standing around me in the circle. Listen, I just got there, sitting around in the circle, going off on me, giving me a download about, about the money and stuff. And I was just like, okay. I was like, okay, damn, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm sorry. So it didn't make sense. Like, why would I go somewhere, live under their roof, eat their food, their internet, they're providing everything, and I have money, and then I didn't think like that. I was thinking about myself. I wasn't thinking about the family, because most of us don't look at it like that. We only think of ourselves. So it's all about me. It's all about what's going to benefit me. I didn't think about, okay, these are people that I'm calling my soul family. These are people that I'm with. Why would I not want to give them my money, my resources? Because the whole ideal is that you're not coming back. But if you're holding on to something in the back of your head, you're like, no, I'm not all the way in. I'm in, but I'm not all the way in. And that's how it was, because I had got myself into something that I wasn't really clear about what I was getting myself into. I just knew that what was being taught was the truth, and it resonated with me, and that I got healed from it. But I didn't really know the details of that once you go into someone's space, that's totally different. Like looking at somebody on the internet, that's one thing. But going into their house, under their rules, that's a whole other thing. And that's the reason why you see people go there and then they leave, because you have an idea, but then when you get there, it's something totally different. But that's not their fault. It's your fault for putting yourself in a situation that you didn't really 100% know what you were getting yourself into. And so with me, I was like, damn. And so I had like $3,500, and I gave him $3,500, the family $3,500. So then I was only there for 2 months. And Melanie Hart says it was just an act of safety going in. Exactly. And that's what I was thinking. Like, if I would have waited and really see what it was about and felt comfortable, then I would have freely given it. But if it wasn't, I would have took my money and left. Yes, Erica, and I healed myself before I got there. It was when I spoke to him on the phone. Him and I had a conversation. And whenever we talked, I cannot remember the words that man said to me, but I was healed right there on the spot. And until this day, I have not had any symptoms. To this day, no symptoms. No symptoms at all. And so, and then when I do feel like I have like a symptom, I just change my thoughts and it goes away. So then I was only there for 2 months the first time. Because I did not know what I was getting myself. It was a lot going on. And I did not know what I was getting myself into. And I was not on the frequency, as they say. Oh. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why people are coming in here hating. I'm just telling you the story. I'm not talking about nobody. I'm just telling you the story of what happened. Like people can come in here and say whatever they want, but I'm really just telling my story. Like I'm not, like I don't get it. But Gopher, he be in everybody else's room. Like he go here and here, So it's like people, they just watchers. They ain't about nothing. So then I was only there for 2 months. And then he ended up telling me I had to leave. he said I had to go. And then because I was not on the, and I don't want to go too much into the story. That might be another story, okay? But he told me I had to go because I wasn't on the frequency. And I was like, okay, because I can't stand you, at the time. And I ended up leaving, but I ended up leaving with Azul. Azul ended up leaving with me. So then that's why I said that's another story. So then me and Azul ended up being out there with no money. We was out there. So y'all think when I was in Hawaii I was homeless? Like no, I've been homeless. Like when I left the tribe, the cult, me and Azul was out there. Because he was upset that Azul was leaving with me, and they didn't give us no ride to the airport. They didn't give us no money. They didn't give us anything. We was out there. Me and Azul could not speak Spanish. Like we were out there, and we was in Costa Rica before we got back to the States, and for about a week out there on the streets. Like, and I was like begging people for money. Like some of my friends and family did send us some money. Some of his friends and family sent us some money to get a hotel. But then we was sleeping in the airport. We was sleeping in the airport for a couple of days. Like for about 3 or 4 days we were in the airport because we didn't have no money, for food and the hotel. And then his family, we ended up getting us a flight from San Jose, California to Philadelphia. We were like, we are in San Jose, Costa Rica. And so we had to wait another 2 days because they had to wait to get their money back, to then get us tickets to come to Philadelphia. And then, but we were sleeping in the airport for about like a week. We were able to get a hotel for a couple of days, but we had to choose between hotel and food. And so, so then we ended up going to Philadelphia, and then we ended up staying at his brother's house. But then my cousin, get this, I didn't know my cousin lived in Pennsylvania. She lived about less than an hour from Philadelphia. And thank God, because his brother and his brother's wife was like, we do not want her here. Like, you can stay here, but she got to go. And see, I didn't know that. So my cousin ended up finding out I was there, and she ended up coming and pick me up. So then I ended up staying with my cousin for 2 months because she was about to move to Texas. So she had 2 months in her apartment. So she was like, you can stay with me until you figure out what you want to do with your life. And so I was like, all right. And so I was so defeated, y'all, because I said I did all of that. I gave up everything. And I was only there for 2 months. And then that is it. And then I'm back in Philadelphia. I was like, absolutely not. I said, I'm getting back to the tropics. I don't care what nobody say. I'm going to the tropics. This is where I belong. I don't care if I'm not with Carbon Nation. It don't matter. I am going to be in the tropics. This is my purpose. This is my mission. This is what I'm here to do. Bump that. You know, and so, but I was depressed for about a week. I just laid in bed crying because I'm like, what is going on with my life? Like, what did I just do? I was so embarrassed. You know, I was so embarrassed. And so then I just decided to do the work. What is exactly what I'm telling you guys is, no, he didn't ruin my life. If anything, I ruined my life. It was a choice that I made. It was a choice that I made. And so it was a choice for me to do something with my life, you know? And so after I finished being depressed, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do the work. I'm going to do the work. Okay? Just like I tell all of you reach out to me. I will like, you got to put yourself out there. You got to go live. You got to do content. You got to express the truth. You got to teach the truth. Whatever that is for you, put yourself out there. And that's what I did. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter that I didn't have nobody's support. I went on videos. You can go back to my YouTube channel, Zen Life TV, and you will see all of my old videos. And I was teaching what he had taught. I was teaching everything that he taught and that I believed in. And it didn't matter if no one agreed with me or no one, because I didn't have nobody's support. I didn't have nobody's support. Everybody called me crazy. Even now, you still see people calling me crazy. You know, and it don't matter. I don't care what people say. I said, I know what this is about. So then I just kept doing the work, y'all. And then people start sending me things, like sending me like just presents, you know, like just things that I needed. I was saying that I needed, and then people would just send it to me. And so then I was just like, okay, I decided that where I was going to go, and I decided to go to Honduras. And I said, okay, so because I said I want to go someplace where me and Azul can go together, because I wanted him to get out too, and I wanted to be a place where I get food, shelter, and internet. That's the three things I needed: food, shelter, and internet. That's what I want, in a place that me and Azul can go together. And I promise you, when I set those intentions out, that's when the place in Honduras called me, and it was just like, yeah, we want you, we want you, no, see, the first video was cool. We had all kind of great people in the first, like, now we get all these trolls coming in here talking and don't even know what they talking about. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, so then I was like, I am leaving. I said, I'm leaving, and this is where I'm going. I said, I'm going to Honduras. This is where I'm going. So then before I know it, guess what, y'all? I received, I'm going to ignore them and block them. I will block you. So you have to just create another account and then make the effort to listen, okay? Focus on the positive only. I am thankful, Amuse Empress. Thanks you for the reminder. So I was like, I'm going to Honduras, and all I need is a place for eats, sleeps, and internet. And I'm telling you guys this now. That's what you should focus on. Don't focus on no residual income. Don't focus on money. Focus on what you need. You need shelter, you need the internet, and you need food. That's all you need. If you have those things, you straight. I never for once said I need some money. I never for once said I needed money. I said those are the 3 things I need to survive. And guess what, y'all? I ended up getting a check in the mail for $4,000. Because see, remember that job I had? Like, well, and I'm gonna tell you the last part of the story, because I thought the last job I had, it was an employee payout to where, you know, you invest in the company. You're with the company for so many years that you will get a vesting program. It's not like 401k, but it's like like you're investing in the company. So I was like, oh, okay, shoot, this money came through. So I ended up getting $4,000. It just came, you know, out of nowhere. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, Jazzy. Because your sentence was weird, you know, typed. So I was like, oh, shoot. I said, we got the money. Okay. So I ended up getting the money. And we got our things, and I went to Honduras. And so, yeah, I went to Honduras, and I was there for 2 months. And it was a beautiful experience. But at the time, I realized it wasn't the place for me. And then that's when the cult started coming back and was just like, you know, you belong with us. You are so family. You are on the frequency. You did prove yourself. Boo, 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 boo. And then I was like, heck yeah, because I really believed in what they were about at the time. I really did. And so I was like, yeah, I was like, most definitely, because here in Honduras, it's not what I want, and they're on a different wavelength. It's not that they were wrong. It's just they were just doing things differently. And so I ended up going back. And then I had $2,500 on me. So I was like, I'm giving you $2,500. Here's my money. And I was thankful for giving that $2,500 because that was my family, right? And so then, you know, all different types of things happened, and I ended up going back to the cold. And then while I was there, guess what happened? I ended up receiving an email from the job that I just left. And it was human resources, and they was like, hey, we got your what's it called? It's not 401k, but it's profit sharing. That's what it was. We got your profit sharing, and we need to know where to send this money to you. And I was just like, hold on, I thought that $4,000 was from that job. So get this, y'all, I don't know where that money came from. That $4,000, I don't know where that $4,000 came from. It just came out of nowhere. So that's how it works. Like, if you are focused, like so focused and passionate and clear and true about your life, things will come to you. Because I'm telling you, I don't know where that $4,000 check came from. Oh. Okay. I'll answer questions afterwards. But I don't know where that $4,000 came from, but that $4,000 what got me back out of the States and back into the tropics. Cause I said, you know what? I'm not gonna give up. I don't care if the cult kicked me out. I don't care if this person kicked me out. I don't care if I'm homeless. I don't care. I'm gonna stick to this. I'm gonna teach. I'm gonna profess. I'm gonna stay connected to the earth. I don't care. And because I did that, I ended up getting $4,000 check to send to me out of the sky. So then, as I was there in the cult, I ended up getting an email from my last job, and it was just like, yo, we got this money for you. And so I was like, okay. And guess how much it was, y'all? It was $14,000. I had a profit sharing of $14,000 from my job. Okay. I was like, oh my gosh. And what y'all don't realize is that at that time, we were getting kicked out of the house that we were in Costa Rica because the people that owned it, they wanted to move to the tropics. So they wanted to move into that house. So it was just like, we're giving you so much time, but we want to move back into that house. So I ended up going back to the States to get that money and then coming back because you have to. I had to sign papers and stuff. So I ended up leaving and coming back and got the money. And then that's when we went to that one place. And then guess what happened? We ended up getting arrested. We ended up going to jail. So the moral of the story is, the end of the story is that money that I got, $14,000 that I got, that's what got us out of jail. That's what got us out of jail. Is that money that I got. All the money that I had was used for something. But yeah, if we didn't get that money, Lord knows what we would have done. It would have came through, but that money we had was all spent on us getting out of jail and then us getting back to the States. So we had to get plane tickets and stuff. So the moral of the story is, for me, the reason why I wanted to tell that story is because I gave $20,000 to a cult. But what that represented for me, that was my price for freedom. That $20,000 that I gave was my price. Everybody has a price to pay. Like even someone there that, and I'm not going to say his name, but y'all, the ones that follow, y'all know, he paid $250,000 to the tribe. That was his price. And then you have some people that didn't pay anything, but you don't know what they had to give up. Because me and Rambo was talking, and I was like, you might not have had money that you gave, but you had to give up your own personal freedom, creativity, because you wasn't able to do what you wanted to do. You had to do what he told you to do. And if anybody know Rambo, that's the last thing he gonna do is listen to somebody. But when he was there, he was one of the most diligent, proficient warriors there. You know, he really created a lot there. But it wasn't easy for him. So for me, giving that $20,000, would I do it again? Hell yeah, I'd do it again. Hell yeah, I'd give them $20,000 again. I'll pay $20,000 for my freedom. Because ever since I took that path and I made that choice, I look at my life and it's beautiful. And Ripple Effect said, damn, that was a costly lesson. Was it a costly lesson? Or I look at costly lesson, you 60 years old and realize that you could have done something different with your life. I look at a costly lesson, you in college, putting yourself in $50,000, $80,000 worth of debt for what? A job? When the economy is being destroyed right in front of your face. To me, that is costly. So many of you right now are in debt because you got a mortgage, because you got a car that's too expensive, and you got all these student loans that you cannot pay back. To me, that is costly because now that debt is over your head. See, that $20,000 wasn't nothing because now I have been given the tools and the knowledge to reproduce. Because now I realize it's not my effort, it is what I allow from the universe that's going to give me that $20,000 back. So that's why I said, hell yeah, I give $20,000 again for everything that I have now. I have a beautiful baby. I have a wonderful partner in life. We are living debt free. We are living rent free. And we still get compensated for our services because we don't work for money. And the more him and I don't work for money, the more we continue to get provided for. So that's why I said my cost, yes, thank you, honey, to free myself was $20,000. What is your cost? It may not be $20,000. It may not even be money. It might be that relationship, that man and woman that ain't on your frequency. It might be your family that you hold dear and true to your heart. Or it might be the luxury and the convenience that you have. Because you can have whatever you want. Your job provides whatever you want. See, that is the price. What is your price? See, my price was $20,000. That ain't $20,000 ain't shit. Now I know for some of you it is. But when I really look at it, that's why I wanted to tell y'all this story. $20,000 ain't nothing. And I'm sure right now, some of y'all are sitting on $20,000. And what are you doing with it? It's your ticket out. It is your ticket. And so now I can do whatever I want. See, these times that we're in, I'm telling you right now, the world is changing. The economy is changing. Consciousness is changing. And you better be prepared. And with me, I'm so prepared because I already been there and done it. These past 2 years, everybody ridiculing me, making fun of me because I was in a cult and I did all that I did. Now I'm ready. I'm prepared. And there ain't nothing I can't do. I face my fears. I ain't scared of nothing. I've been homeless. Like I told you, I've been homeless. That ain't shit. I've been without. That ain't nothing. I waited hand and foot for people, like literally, like no ego whatsoever. Like I have no pride, like you know what I mean. But I do have morals. That's the difference. I don't have no pride, but I have morals. I ain't gonna just do anything. You won't see me hooking on the street. I ain't gonna do that. But I have my morals and I have my principles, but I have no pride. That's why I allow you guys to come on my journey. I was out here with nothing, with a baby, while everybody threw stones and sticks at us, called us bad parents. And then even when I was a part of the cult, and then how they turned their backs on me, and how they talked about me, and say all these things. But I didn't let it stop me. And even my friends and family, none of them talked to me. And then when some of them do talk to me, they still try to make me feel bad. But I don't let it stop me. I don't let nothing stop me. For neither you said, Faith, you doing just fine. Yeah. I make it look easy. I do. I make it look real easy. But I don't let it stop me. At all. So, ask yourself, what is the price you are willing to pay for your freedom? What is your price? What are you willing to give up for your freedom? Okay? I love you guys. Alright. So, if y'all have any questions or comments, anybody wants to come to the room and talk, because I told my story for today. And tomorrow I'm gonna go on Facebook. I'm gonna tell my story. I told it here on IG, but I'm trying to, you know, connect with my tribes, my communities, because y'all my tribe, y'all my community, and I'm gonna share with them, you know, when me and Rainbow and Zen was homeless, and how the place we are now is, you know, what saved us. So yes, Rainbow said, when you give up everything, the whole world is yours. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes, Jazzy, I'm going to say this live, and I'll probably put it on YouTube. I say that all the time. I have a slew of videos I need to put up on YouTube, because YouTube is like my little file cabinet. So if you ever want to go back and look at any of the lives, then yeah, I'll have it there. I don't really get a lot of feedback, but I was like, you know what, I don't care about feedback. I like having a lot of views and people like it's fine. Like as long as I get 1 or 2 of y'all talk to me, that's good for me. But if y'all, anybody got questions or you want to come on live? Oh. I am normally said, hey Queen, when did you realize that they were a cult? I always knew they were a cult. Like, I don't look at, when I say something's a cult, it's not a bad thing, y'all. Being a cult is not a bad thing. We need to be objective about our words. If you look up what a cult is, you don't even realize you're in a cult. The United States of America is a cult. Whatever color you are is a cult. It's a culture. Cult is just a derivative of culture. Okay? So you are in a culture. If you are in the United States of America, you are in a cult. If you are in a religion, you are a Christian or a Muslim, you are in a cult. It's a culture. And if you love Beyonce and whoever else, she is a part of a cult. She's a part of a culture. So that's what a cult is. Now the cult that I was in was a cult of nature and of science, and of family and stuff. It was that, because if you look at what they do, they have their own music, they have their own clothing. Now they got their own clothing line, their own music, clothing line. They eat a certain way, they move a certain way. That's their cult. So now that you see that the planetary alignments are changing and they're going into Aquarius, you're going to see it's going to be very common to be in a cult. If you're not in a cult, there's something wrong with you. But it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be physical. You can be, that's what the internet's for. The internet will allow you to create your own community and your own culture. And then also Venus is going into Gemini, and the North Node is going into Gemini. So that's also about connecting with your community through conversation, through knowledge. So you got to pay attention to the times, how they're changing. Don't get caught up in it, but just be like, oh, okay, that's why it's happening. Because there is a lot of planetary shifts. A lot of the planets are changing their signs. So we're feeling that, right? That's why you see Kobe Bryant dying. This is why you see the economy is going crazy and the coronavirus. And then now, once we go next month, once we go into Venus and Gemini and North Node and Gemini, you're really going to see a shift. You're going to see a shift. Well, we're seeing a shift now, but things are shifting, y'all. Things are changing, all right? And so you just want to stay on top of that and continue to watch me, because I'll keep you informed. Okay, Charles said, do you want more children? You know what? And don't tell this to Rambo. Every time I look at Zen, because he's so perfect and beautiful, I'll be like, you know what? I can do this again. I think I want another baby. But I'm working out and I feel so much better. Like I feel like myself again, and I'm eating good and working out and taking vitamins. Like, I just feel good. And when I look at Zen, he's so perfect to me and so beautiful. Like, if me and Rambo don't do nothing else in life, we make pretty babies. So I was like, I would love to have another baby. But the way that the world is right now, I don't even know if it's fair for me to bring another person into this world. And I don't want to get, even though I love my family, that's not my purpose. I'm here for humanity. My family is here for humanity. All three of us hold the number 9 somewhere in our vibration. Zen is a life path 9, and me and Rambo is the expression of 9. So we are here for humanity. That's why I told Rambo, I was like, our union is to help the world. See, it's not about love and romance and all. Nah, we are here to be of service to the world. That's what me and Rambo and Zen came together to help the world in whatever way we see fit. So I don't want to get so caught up in, I'm a wife and I'm a mother. Nah, it's just, this is my unit. And it's good to help the world when you have somebody right beside you, So yeah, so we'll see what happens. If it's meant for us to have another child, I'm open to it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Keep in mind, Zen said, what's your workout routine? You look great. Thank you. I work out 6 days a week. Me and Rambo get up. The first thing we do a workout. Like we were doing cardio. We was doing high intensity intervals. We were doing that every day, 6 days a week. And I was doing yoga twice a week. I would do yoga on Saturday and Sunday. But then during the week I do high interval training like cardio, and now we're getting into strength training. But because there's not a gym where we are, we just do body weight, but eventually we're going to get weights. But that's all I do. I do cardio and strength training. And then I've been doing intermittent fasting. I do my best with intermittent fasting, but I eat 1 meal a day, and then I might have like fruit, and I might have some brownies. But as far as like a big meal, I only eat eat one big meal a day. And then sometimes I do have breakfast. Like I might have pancakes or eggs and, you know, stuff like that. But as far as like a big meal, and I see a difference in that. Like after that, I don't eat anymore. But then sometimes I might have popcorn, and then sometimes I might have some brownies, you know. So yeah, so I just be balanced. This was a statement, but they said when you said 20 G's was not a high price for your freedom, that was deep. Yeah, 20 G's ain't nothing. I know some people that make 20 G's a month. See, $20,000 ain't nothing. Like every day I wake up and I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. Even with where me and Rambo is right now, if the guy decided he didn't want to see no more, we're like, all right, we go. Like me and Rambo, we're not afraid. We're not afraid to start over, to let go. So that $20,000, like I said, it paid for my freedom. It paid for my courage. You know, $20,000 ain't nothing. Okay, Jazzy said, wasn't you going to go back before they got sent back to the States? Yes, I was going to go back, but I was going to go back before I knew that before they got sent back. I didn't know. Like, I didn't know any of that. I didn't know that, that's why I told you guys, and I had did a video about this. And I also, Jazzy, if you haven't seen this video, go to Zen Life TV, and I got a video where I tell you what happened with me and Carbonation, the reason why I didn't go back. But I didn't go back because they got sent back. I didn't go, I made that choice before they got sent back. And when I made that choice not to go back, then 2 days later, they got sent back to the States. So that don't got nothing to do with me. That's what happened. But if you want to know the story of that, go to my YouTube and I tell you why I didn't go back. Okay, so does anybody got any more questions? Because that was all the comments that I received. And I thank you so much, y'all, for allowing me to share my story. And I want to or I say I listened to my intuition. My intuition told me no. My intuition was like, no, you don't need to do that. You don't need to go. You know, your time has come. My YouTube is Zen Life TV. Yes, Melanie's Heart. Okay. Okay. No, we are not traveling anytime soon because obviously we can't travel. Like, traveling is just not suggested right now. But me and Rambo are going to stay here until it's time for us not to be here. Like, Rambo and I would love to travel and live different places, but we are also open to staying here in Hawaii too. Like, the world is our home. Like, we're just passing through, you know. And Rambo and I, we say we're not of the world. We're in the world, but we're not of the world. And I believe that. And you'll know who's not of the world as you see how people are moving. Because you see a lot of people moving in fear and wearing their face masks and stuff. That lets you know they're of the world. They're following the world. But for us that know the truth, this ain't phasing you. This ain't nothing. There's always going to be a catastrophe. There's always going to be an epidemic. But if who you believe and what you believe in is true, you're protected and nothing can stop you. Nothing can get in your way. Okay? But you just look around. You'll see who's of the world and who's just passing through. You know, and that's how I look. I don't get caught up in the world. Absolutely not. Like, don't follow the world. Okay. I'm thankful, Empress Lady. Yeah, I'm thankful. Okay, y'all. So it's been wonderful. Nobody had no questions, no comments. Don't want to come on live and talk to me. I'm gonna go. Start my day. Got things to do. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my story.